Hi guys, we are at it again, and this time around it's hip padding. So in this tutorial I'll be teaching you how to pad the hip and butt area of your dress. Gone are the days that you desire a certain shape and you won't be able to achieve it because you don't know how to go about it. So I'll share with you in this video how to pad the hip and the butt area in such a way that it will not look artificial, it will look original. It won't look fake. You can also achieve that Kim Kardashian shape that you desire. In this video I'll teach you how. So maybe you don't know that your waist measurement and your hip measurement, the difference between your waist measurement and your hip measurement must be up to 9 inches upward before you can say it is an ideal figure. If you want to achieve that ideal figure, I will show you how to do that in this video. You're welcome back. Here are the materials needed for the hip padding. I have a detailed tutorial on all this material, how to identify and how to get all this material in the market, the names of the materials. I'm going to drop the link in the description box so as for you to be able to watch the video. So let's get started. The first thing is to draft the pattern, and when you are drafting pattern, use the increased hip measurement to draft pattern, not your actual hip measurement. For example, actual hip is 39 plus 4 inches foam width plus 2 inches laminate foam will give you 45 inches. So 4 inches foam width is for that foam that has 1 inch width. So here on the hip line, just mark 3.5 like so. 3.5 on the hip line, mark it like so, the way I just marked it. And there is this skirt half length, which is 10 inches below the hip line. That's what I just marked. Or 5 inches above knee, whichever way. Just make sure you mark your skirt half length. After you have marked your skirt half length, then you can come to this side seam and mark 2.5 inches away from the side. And also, after you have done that, come to the hip line. On the upper part of the hip, mark 2 inches here. Then those points will be connected together. Then from here, you can mark 1 inch inward. Note all these points as I connect it together. So don't forget, the increased hip measurement is used in drafting here. So this is just like you're drawing the butt area. So I'll just complete the drawing like so, then connect it to the upper part. Then from that part, I'll connect it to the waist. So because I'm using this for a dress, and this is a skirt pattern, so that means this is a low waist. I'll be using a low waist because if it's a dress, the hip pad must not start from the waist directly. So this is I'm drafting the front now. So the front is just measure 1 inch from this line, from the hip line here. Measure 1 inch up and down. Just measure 1 inches up, 1.25 inches up and 1.25 inches down. Then just connect it to the skirt half length. So it's very simple and very easy to draft the front pad. So this is the front pad. So as you can see, it's I'll just blend it to the half length like so. So on this down part, on the half length, the way you did for the back, measure 3 inches and connect it. So I'll just blend it like so. So I'll blend it up. So after blending it, we are done with drafting the pad. So this is the back pad, and we also have the front pad all together. So I'll go ahead and cut it out like so. So I'll cut it out. So we have the front, and the back. So the next thing is to get all the materials I will use to pad. So this is 1 inches foam. The width is 1 inch, as you can see, and also I have 0.5 inches. That's half of an inch. So I'll first of all be using the half of an inch. And in this tutorial, I'll be teaching you 2 methods in which you can pad the hip. So I'll be cutting out with the pattern. So I'll cut out, this is the front. I'm cutting out the front here. So after cutting out the front, I'll cut out the back also. So I'm using the half of an inch here. the width of the foam here is 1/2 inch. So here I'll be supporting this because 1/2 inch is very soft. I'll be supporting it with the wording. So we call it wording in the market. So we use it to pad the bust area. So I'm going to iron it. You know, wording always have gum on one side and the other side does not have gum. The side that has gum will be placed on the foam and you can use your iron. So when the iron is very hot, so you use the iron, place the iron on it and iron it. The heat will gum it together with the foam. So I'll just place it and when it's gum, I can remove the iron. So you can, if you don't want to use gum, you can use this method also, and it also gives support to the foam. So you can see it's gum already. It's gum. So the reason why this is effective is that there is gum in it already that you can use. Just press it and it will gum. So another one is this. We call this one, when in the market you can get it as hip foam. When you say hip foam in the market, or this is the one they use for bust, to pad the bust in the 90s, and it's also, the English name is laminate foam. So it's kind of, there is a foam inside but it's being laminated, so that's why they call it laminate foam. So here I'm using 1 inch. The width of the foam here is 1 inches. So this 1 inches is very, very good when you are padding the like luxurious dresses. So I'll be cutting, this is the front pad, then I'll also cut the back pad also. So the back pad, I'm going to connect. This one does not have gum. That's the only difference between the laminate foam and the wording that we use to pad the bust. So I'm going to get a gum. You can use fabric gum to gum the foam to the hip foam. So you can use a fabric gum, leather gum. So that's the reason why you need to watch the tutorial where I explained all the materials needed for hip and butt padding. I explain in detail in the tutorial. So I'm going to drop the link in the description box so that you'll be able to watch that before you watch this video. So here I'm trying to trim the foam. The reason why you need to trim the foam is so that it will look original. The lines of the foam will not be showing on the dress. So if the lines of the foam is showing that you pad it, it's no more, it won't look fine anymore. So that's why I need to trim all the edges. So this is the back. I'm trimming the edges. So make sure you don't trim the part that you are going to attach together, that you are going to tack together, which is this, like the side seam. You know, this foam also has its side seam. Check it when you are drafting your pattern. So you can use chalk to mark the side so that you won't mistake it for each other. So the side, I'm not going to touch the side, but it's only the part that will lay on the lap that I'm going to trim with scissors. So this is the gum that I'm talking about. They call it a full stick in Nigeria. It's a leather gum. You can get it from all these aboki that do make leather sandal and shoes. So you can get it from also from carpentry shop. So it's very, very economical and it's very cheap and it's also effective. So that's why I use this instead of getting the fabric gum. So this goes for 200 naira, 400 naira, and so on. But fabric gum, you can get, fabric gum is 1.5 in Nigeria. So that's why this is very economical and effective. So I'll just put the gum and place each part on their laminate foam. So after I have done that, you wait for a while so that it will dry up. When it's dry, then that is when you can do your tacking. If it's not dry, if you do tacking, it will your needle, it will affect the needle. Your needle will not go through because the gum will be pulling the needle. So I hope you get what I'm trying to say here. So after I have done this, I have placed it like so. Then I'll wait for it to dry. You can place any side. You can place the hash color side or the white color side. You can place any side. Just make sure you get the side seam of your hip pad. The side that's supposed to be on the side must not be the one. You can see the way I'm placing it. This is the side, and the one that's supposed to be on that are supposed to rest on the hip and the bum is different. So the side I'm supposed to tack is what I'm tacking right now. So I'll just tack it and go ahead. So that's why you need to take note while you are drafting your pattern. So as you are working, make sure your pattern goes along with it so that you won't mistake one side for the other, because it's very essential. So I will just go ahead and tack. So use a bigger needle. So don't use the small needle, because if you use the small needle, it may break. So I'll just go ahead and tack it together. So this laminate foam will give a kind of support to the foam, the actual foam. So that's where you work mostly on the laminate foam. Just make sure your needle goes in like so on the laminate foam. The laminate foam will now bring the actual foam together. So we are almost done with the tacking. So whatever I do to one side, I will do to the other side also. I will tack the other side together also. Tack it together carefully. There is no big deal in tacking. Just tack the way you know how to tack. Make sure it is firm and it's not something that will remove in a short time. So after I have done this, this is the skirt. So because it's a lace, you can see that there is a short lining. So I'm still going to put another lining to cover the foam, but this short lining will first of all come because it's a lace. So the face of the dress, the lining must be there because I don't want the hip pad to be showing. So this lining reach the half, in fact it's more than the half length of the skirt. So just make sure it covers where the hip pad will stay. So I'll just come down from the waistline. You can see the way I'm placing my tape measure. Come down from the waistline by 3 inches. 2 inches is okay. Come down from the waistline before you place your hip pad and align the butt area with the hip line. Align the butt area. That's the essence of using your pattern paper to draft first before you go ahead and cut your pad. So I'm going to tack. What I'm doing here is tacking to the zipper allowance. Tacking to the zipper allowance, but it must the way you tack, it must not show on the right side of the cloth. It must not show on the cloth, but make sure you use a mashing thread at this point when you're tacking. Just tack it down. Tacking works better than gumming. Some people used to gum, but the reason why I don't gum is that gum used to spoil clothes. Sometimes when you are using a very transparent cloth or is a white cloth or any cloth that does not allow stain, it will spoil it. But when you tack carefully, just that tacking will take time. You tack all the areas down, but when you tack carefully, it will stay like that. So even if you wash it, it will not remove. The pad will not remove. So I will just tack carefully on the side seam. I will also tack like so on the upper part. Then I will move to the front. This is the front. I'm done with the back. So this is the front. I will push the side seam inward very well. Push it inward and make sure it does not rumple. So make sure it does not rumple together, because if it rumpled, you will see the result on the main dress after tacking. And correcting it is always very difficult. So I'll just go ahead and knot my thread. I will just do the tacking, continue the tacking. So whatever I have done to one side is what I will repeat for the other side also. Then make sure when I was placing the hip pad, I make sure that the one that is at the front falls at the front and the one at the back. The back pad shoots out at the bum to pad the butt area also. So make sure you push this side inward. Tack it, tack the side with the side seam. Make sure you tack it carefully. And the tacking is done on the sewing allowance, not on the main fabric. So after I have done that, the next thing is to turn my fabric, turn it with the lining. And here, the sewing allowance on the waist is what I will use to turn the lining. I have placed the lining, the right side on the sewing allowance, then I will just stitch the lining like so. So the purpose of this tutorial is to teach you how to pad, and I have done that, and I believe you have learned one thing or the other in this tutorial. I don't want it to be too long because I have a lot in that video that if I want to post everything, the video will be too long and boring. So right here, I'm trying to attach the lining on the waistline to be able to cover up the hip foam. So after I have attached the lining, and then I will go ahead and perfect everything. You can, when you have attached the lining on the waistline, you are going to still use needle and thread to tack some part of the lining down so that it will not be shifting. So and this, after turning it, this is what I have. This is what I have. This is what I have. Everything has been concealed inside. The hip pad is inside, and the waistline is very, very neat. So I believe you've learnt in this tutorial. If you have learnt one thing or the other in this tutorial, please give us a thumbs up, share, and also like this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so, as lots of amazing tutorials await you on this channel. And this is the result. So if you want to know how to do this, I think turning your luxurious clothes and making the inside neat as the outside is another tutorial for another day. And I'll see to it. If you want that tutorial, you can signify in the comment section, and I'll prepare a good tutorial that you can still learn from and know how to turn, give your dress a good finishing inside. So this is the outcome of the hip pad. This is how it looks. You can see the lines are not showing. It's very flawless and very, very nice. You can see how it is. Very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. So we have come to the end of the tutorial, and I will see you in my next tutorial. Bye.